Is it episode? Why does it say episode 1? We
Because
already had an
no, that was
episode.
episode 0. That was the pilot. All right, let's get started.
Peace be upon you all, and God's mercy and His blessings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody, whoever is watching us live. And yeah, go ahead, you do it.
well, as you see, I have my better half center stage because, as you guys can tell by the title, we're calling this. We were going to do Women Wednesdays or something like that, but we're going to call it Couples Corner. This is our first episode, but when we tested the concept in the YDS, the Yasser Dawa show, we had the most positive feedback. Both of our DMs and personal messages were filled with support. So we're bringing this segment back. And as you guys know, first and foremost, Happy New Year's! Welcome to 2021. And I know you don't want this year. This was a very long year for most of us. Don't let this year defeat you. It did not win. But all year long, I saw a joke posted from my relative from India saying, all year we have to say 2021. Just like how you, in Surah Ikhlas, the last ayah, you say, Kufuwan Ahad 1. Strange, cheesy jokes. But yes, we're going to do a little bit of...
I never understand his jokes.
Yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead. I'll let Sana lead. And we're talking about lessons that we've learned in this year of pandemic, year of the final year of Trump. That's some good news.
No politics.
Okay, we cannot talk about politics, but we can talk about religion.
So many of our friends and family know that we went through something very traumatic and a life-changing experience in the past few weeks. So on November 7th was when Yasser tested positive for COVID-19. And that's, it was, he woke up one morning and on November 7th, he was in fever, right?
I know people ask me all the time how everyone's experience has been different with this virus. Even in the same household, even if it's the same strand, the symptoms vary. For me, I almost slept for 2 days straight.
That's right.
I only woke up to eat, pray, or, hammam. That's it.
Right. And
fever of 102, 103.
So he woke up this morning, that morning, and we had his son with him, his 4-year-old son. And I told him, you know what, I'm just going to call your ex and I'm going to drop him off. You stay at home. And I had a job that day and I work as a substitute teacher. So I went for my work and I told him, you're going to go get tested right away. So he actually went. He went to the urgent care and got tested. 3 days later, and I was fine. I was totally fine. 3 days later, the test shows that he's positive. So it's just me and him in our apartment. And
we've been social distancing from our children and our parents.
Yeah.
For 40 plus days.
And I was being so paranoid. I kept wiping the remote controls, the doorknobs with Clorox wipes and all those kind of things. 3 days later, things toasted. No, you don't have to bring it. Just take it. So 3 days later, I started symptoms. I'm a severe asthmatic. I have a history of asthma. So I was always scared that if I get COVID, it might, end up bad for me. But seriously, I did not know what was coming in the future. And then I started showing symptoms. This is November 10th. I tested negative, but I knew something is wrong because I wasn't fine. Days passed on, and I knew that for sure. I'm there. I have to be positive because this is not the usual me. Things got so worse that, long story short, on December 5th, I got admitted into the hospital, and I came to know that COVID-19 had attacked my lungs really bad. And the condition I was in was so horrible that had I been only 2 hours late, there could have been blood clots in my lungs and I could have died. This is what the doctor said. I was admitted into the hospital for 5 days. I returned home. Those 5 days and whatever happened just made me slow down. I could feel I'm not the normal self at all. 3 days later, I get worse again. I again go to my doctor for a follow-up, and he tells me, oh, you know what, you're in acute respiratory distress, and we feel there could be an inflammation in your heart.
Mhm.
So COVID-19 could have attacked your heart too.
Mind you, this Sana especially, and we both were taking all the precautions, wearing masks, washing hands, and all this is true. Your mortality is at risk. So anyone from the beginning who has been a skeptic or not taking this seriously, please take this seriously. You hear so many people saying, guys, take it seriously. They're
Because
serious.
we don't know what kind of strain might attack you. Just like it was a complete surprise for me.
And it's not a hoax. It's real.
It is real.
So,
And
you-
anyway, I ended up in the hospital again, and I was hospitalized for 3 days more. And I've never ever felt that. I returned back, and my whole diagnosis was that I got pneumonia from COVID-19. My lungs are in pretty bad shape.
TMI.
And no, I am telling the information myself. It's not against HIPAA. And and then it attacked my heart. So there were things going on. I'm currently on strong medications. I have gained 16 to I think 20 pounds since then because there's so much fluid retention in my body. I walk like a snail.
Which
around
is
the
actually,
house.
for me, the
I
opposite.
couldn't walk
I've
first at
lost
all.
weight. Everyone's like, but everyone's different. And what I want to share with this is actually, sorry, I apologize if I eat or drink on camera. I have to go to work. It's still a weekday. We film these early in the morning, so I hope you find peace in the morning. A little bit of a plug-in. I'm all about pushing peace of mind, body, and soul. So if you benefit from this at any time, or any of these reminders, or anything that I've been doing in the past several weeks and months, hit that like button, share this video, and help us promote.
We're
fight the
talking
algorithm.
about our story.
Yes. Now back to our regular schedule.
Yeah. So coming back to our story, thanks for the interruption. What me and Yasser, we decided that because it was such a traumatic and a life-changing experience for us, and especially for me, that I wanted to share to the world what I learned. Because practically God gave me a new life. It's been more than 40 days. Yasser wasn't able to see his son for more than 40 days. I haven't seen my son in 2 months. And I don't know how long it's going to be until I recover fully because I'm not completely physically independent. I still need help in majority of areas. And when God gave us new life, uh, God gave me a new life. I was telling Yasser that how much it changed me. When I was in the hospital alone, I could feel the isolation getting to me. I missed my family, my in-laws, my husband, and our children. And at that moment, when I thought I was dying, the last thoughts were only about my son. And I kept thinking later on that how weak we humans are. We need each other. The relationships got more clearer during this experience. The way my mother-in-law cooked food for me every day, sent hot food over. Um, the way my sister-in-law kept texting me every 2 3 hours, asking how I'm doing. My brother-in-law and his wife, they sent us things, gifts, to our apartment, and they didn't know how to help us. Like nobody knew how they could do things that I would live. All they were praying for people around me that I live, and I'm still recovering. Like I wasn't even able to talk. Yasser joked that you sound like the sloth in Zootopia the way I was talking because I was so out of breath.
And it's for me as well too. We're in a blended family. It's calamity upon calamity. The community was very supportive. Shout out to my good friends who do not need to be named, who would come by and drop off food, who would go out of their way to spend some time on video calls and stuff, because that loneliness does get to you. That depression, for me, that like everything that I've gone through, that my son has gone through, all the other previous health issues that to this point, and on top of this, to fear for the mortality, the morbidity of your spouse, like Sana was saying, second chances. As a blended family, we're living walking proof of sometimes life gives you second chances.
And because you mentioned blended family, okay, so people who know me know that I'm the kind of person who likes to be in control, who organizes things. He's nodding his head. I keep everything in I plan ahead of time. I'm that kind of a person.
I'm gonna be like Kermit the Frog meme right now.
Okay, and and I wouldn't let people around me help me. I'm the kind of person who would help others, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'll do this for you." You don't have to do it for me, and I would always feel that way. But I got so physically dependent in this whole time that I realized how much we humans are weak and we need help of others. Even our exes. Shout out to our exes. They helped
for being
us.
supportive.
Very supportive.
Our children, we did not see them for months now because we didn't want to bring this calamity or this sickness up from our household, spread it to even for our parents, to our you wouldn't wish this upon your worst enemy.
Yep.
Because again, why would you put someone's life at risk by not washing your hands or by not wearing a mask?
I mean, we tried our best, but it's from God. What has to happen has to happen. And this is what happened to me. And I realized that I need people around me. And I need to be there for people. I need to bring a big change in my life. I need to be more forgiving. I need to correct myself, let go of my ego in a lot of areas. And I need family. I need my husband.
Maybe a family.
And we're going to wrap it up, Johnny?
Yes, we are. I was going to end with a verse from a band from the UK called Outlandish, and it kind of sums up being pessimistic, but no, being optimistic. By the way, I've been posting some lyrics. Feel free to support my TikTok. I just started it 2 weeks ago, and uphill struggle. God never promises you a day without pain, laughter without sorrow, sun without rain. But He does promise strength for you every day.
I love his voice.
So the point of that actually is, a lot of us, when calamity strikes, is when we turn to God, right? It's like, why me, God? Why me, God? But when things are going good, we attribute that to ourselves. Very childish, immature type of thinking. Because God never promised you happiness or grief. He did promise you, though, that He will, if God got you to it, He'll get you through it. Yeah. So, you have strength. Every single day you have a calamity, you also have the strength to deal with that calamity. To all those out there struggling with anything, whether it's physical, spiritual or mental health related, there is always hope.
There's always hope, and there's always a reason God gives you struggles. So, Alhamdulillah, all thanks to God that I'm
Praise the
alive.
Lord.
That I'm alive. I'm not in my best shape, and I still need everybody's prayers, to come back to my normal life. And because when I look at myself in the mirror, the way I walk, the way I've been doing things, it gets frustrating sometimes, and it is kind of
I was going
different.
to joke, but like for example, Sana's walking down the hall, and I have to do like a double take to make sure that she's walking towards me and not away from me because it's just so small. So I shouldn't joke like that. But
Lame jokes that mostly don't, mostly
anyhow, guys,
of us don't laugh.
by the way,
at.
follow us. Please, if you like this content, Legendary
I'm running out
Worldwide,
of
yes.
breath, so.
Share, comment, all that good stuff. You know how social media is. And peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Any dua or any requests, Sana, would like to make before I hit end?
No, just for everybody to be happy and grateful, and keep praying for me to get better.
And our family. Keep us in your prayers
Our
and support.
family.